Conceived at the turn of the 20th century, the Titanic was destined to live up to her name. Designed to be the biggest and the best, she would set the standard for transatlantic ocean travel. When her hull was launched in 1911, she'd already captured the world's imagination. Less than a year later, she set sail from her birthplace in Belfast for Southampton. At noon on the 10th of April 1912, the Titanic embarks on her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York, with 2,223 passengers and crew on board. 4 days into the journey across the Atlantic, the Titanic's crew receives an ominous warning. Icebergs are spotted by ships further west. As daylight disappears, the Titanic changes course, heading into the Gulf Stream, which would normally be free of icebergs. But 1912 was no normal year. Cold water was surging south, and the decision to change direction put the ship on a collision course with the icebergs. Mid-evening, the Titanic receives its fifth and final warning that it's heading for icebergs. Later that evening, the ship, the Californian, sends a message to say she stopped all engines, given the danger of icebergs. The Titanic continues steaming at full speed. An iceberg lies just half a nautical mile ahead, but the moonless night means the Titanic's crew has little chance of seeing it. 30 seconds later, the berg is spotted, but it's too late. Titanic's engines are thrown into reverse and the ship steered to port. Titanic's starboard bow strikes the iceberg. Initially, the crew assumes it was a glancing blow that caused little damage. 20 minutes past midnight, and Captain Edward Smith realises the worst. His ship is taking on water, foundering some 900 kilometres off Newfoundland. He gives the order to start loading the lifeboats, knowing there are only 20, which can carry a little more than a third of the number of people on board. In all, just 16 lifeboats are launched, some only half full. Many people refuse to abandon ship, believing it cannot sink. 2.5 hours after hitting the iceberg, the Titanic disappears below the surface. Hundreds of people, mostly from third class in the bowels of the ship, are trapped inside. Death also awaits those who are left on the surface. The water's temperature is -2 degrees Celsius. Life expectancy in the water is around half an hour. The first ship to render assistance, the Carpathia, arrives almost 2 hours after the Titanic sinks. The Titanic breaks in two as it plunges almost 4 kilometres to the bottom of the Atlantic. While official figures vary, it's believed in all 1,517 people were lost. 706 survived. 3/4 of a century later, and after numerous attempts, the wreck is finally discovered on the ocean floor, where it remains, a tomb for those who perished.